Hey guys, as always, it's the Digital Pumpkin Cat, and today we will be taking a look at new, returning, I guess, not new, but new to Haunted Hill Farm's website for 2024. We have a lot of SVI returners from past years and recent years, including last year, and one new prop, which of course is on the thumbnail. And notice I said prop, not animatronic, because it is actually a static. People honestly hate statics. I don't know why. I think we need statics here and there because no movement is definitely creepier sometimes than having movement. And yeah, it definitely works for this next prop that we're going to take a look at. I love how it says premium animatronics. It's like for Haunted Hill Farms, the Sunstar ones are their just, I guess, consumer animatronics. And then the SVI and Techie ones are kind of pro animatronics compared to Sunstar. And then, of course, to us, we've got distortions that are the real pros. So it's kind of funny how there's like 3 ranks for animatron Halloween decorations these days. But yeah, let's get started with our first prop, which of course is the new one for 2024. This is the new SVI Static Ghostly Guide. Like I said, I think it definitely would work. Definitely works as a static, and I think it's honestly better than having audio or animation. It might have audio, we don't know yet. But yeah, this got leaked first. All of these are leaked from Sunstar's not Sunstar, Haunted Hill Farm's catalog for 2024 that was featured at I think East Coast Haunters Convention. So if you were there, you could get one of these of your own, but unfortunately I didn't make it. But that's a video for next time. So yeah, I do like him. Actually, we don't know if he'll have audio. As it seems, it'll have lights, but we know SVI usually likes to give their static props audio, as we'll see in our next few statics on this list. But yeah, he's cool. I really hope he doesn't have audio, unless the audio's good. Like, I don't know what it could have. Maybe just sounds in the background not coming from him. That would actually be great, but I hope that lantern flickers or something. The eyes obviously light up, as we can see here. It looks generic, but sometimes, again, that could be good. I don't really like to call things generic. I kind of go with the word classic, but I guess it looks generic. But it's a good static prop for 2024, and I really just hope the price will be good on this thing. That's why I prefer static mostly, and yeah, it's pretty solid, I guess. Definitely unneeded and unwanted, but I'm glad we're having it, and for the most part, it looks good. Next, we have the guard zombie from Lowe's. Haunted Hill Farms kind of changed all these names up to make them crappy and stuff, because, I mean, they're used to looking at Sunstar crap, but Guard Zombie wasn't changed. And I must say, Ghostly Guide is a pretty epic name right there. But Guard Zombie is coming back for 2024, not on Lowe's website, but on Haunted Hill Farms. What I really hope for this prop is to not be a price increase or just have a lower price than what it retailed for on Lowe's part, which was $210. I think that was a pretty fair price for this prop. I don't think this is worth $250 or above, but for the most part, I thought he was pretty solid. I did like him. The only thing that was holding me back from buying him was that face, but overall, it's a pretty solid zombie prop, and I'm glad that he's returning. I think I am planning out my haunt. I'll show you guys that in another video. And so far, there's going to be like a prison scene in my haunted mansion. So I'm definitely picking up some prisoner zombies, and this guy is a great pick. I just really hoping the price is good on this thing. But yeah, guard zombie is returning, and it's great. Here's one that I'm really, really hyped for and really, really excited. And I just need to see the prices. Please, Haunted Hill Farms, bring us good prices. All of these are coming to wholesale, and I really, really want good prices on them. Because if this guy ends up like $400, there's no way I'm spending that amount of money on it. And I just love the Smoldering Ghoul. I want to say it's one of the best SVI props in my opinion to date, and I've just always really loved him. I've seen him in person a bunch of times at Menards. Um, I didn't get to pick him up. That's why I'm so excited for his return, and he's just an amazing piece. Huge. I love him. I need him right now, and he's just great. Next is kind of a weird one. Again, they're giving this crappy names. They just did some weird ass name for some reason. Just call it Big Head Reaper like Lowe's did. You don't need to call this thing. You just don't need to give it names for middle schoolers, but they literally just searched up names for boys and just put it on a Reaper. That's not how you should go with naming animatronics, but it doesn't really matter. This is the Big Head Reaper from Lowe's. Not even gonna pay attention to what Haunted Hill Farms names these things. It is cringy. But, yeah, Reaper with the big head. Other than that, it's kind of a generic prop. I don't really use that name in Halloween animatronics that I talk about, but I will. It's a generic Reaper, let's be honest. The only thing that isn't generic is that big head, which honestly just looks goofy. I never really liked this thing. I thought it was honestly a below mid prop, and I've just never really liked him. Again, only things that make him unique are the giant head and the height, which I think he's like 8 or 9 feet. So, yeah, he's returning. You're going to end up paying more than $300 for this thing. But, yeah, he's returning. I'm not too excited. 10-foot towering Reaper, I don't even need to talk about him. He's always been a really solid prop. I don't think he should be more expensive than 12-foot skeleton, but he is. Yeah, digital eyes are cool, servos are cool, lighting is cool, he's a Reaper, yay. 10 feet, yay, that's really unique on SVI's part, and yeah, he's returning. But again, I'll have to see prices, because I think the lowest price he's going for on the retail market is, I think, $300, and some places he's being sold for like $600, so that's a big price difference. We'll see where Haunted Hill Farms falls in that, but Haunted Hill Farms doesn't really have the best prices when it comes to these so-called premium animatronics, like we know as non-junky animatronics. But yeah, he's cool. He's been on sale, for sale for, I don't know, years, 5-6 years, so not really an exciting one, but yay, Reaper. We've got the Brimstone Dragon. Again, they put some weird-ass names in. Always loved this guy. He was actually a lost prop for a while, and then he came. And yeah, I don't know what those are really supposed to be. I've always thought that red was supposed to be blood, but I don't know, somebody can correct me, but these dragons from SVI are always really cool. I think there's a red one, there's a green one that's also, all of these are being sold on wholesale, including this guy, of course. There's this one, a green one, a red one, and of course the Winter Dragon, which is a white one. Basically this guy without the blood from Spirit Halloween. But yeah, this guy's cool, and great that he's returning. Again, price could just ruin it. Stitchwick Sisters, there's a lot of these random SVI goofy all witches that don't need to see the light of day anymore. But unfortunately, I have these things, and I'm not, they're fine. I got them for $50 at a thrift store. You would do the same thing if you saw that deal. So yeah, I bought them, and they're fine. They add something to my haunt. I don't like them. I'm gonna sell them. They're fine. Another goofy witch. Wow, look at that face. More goofy witches. Oh, here we go. Finally. That's a breath of fresh air. We got Hayride Helen. Don't need that name again. That weird, I don't know, just so bad at naming their props. I don't know why they just throw random names in there. I think it's for, like, maybe to keep it different from what it was being sold as, to just, I don't know, change a name or tag item number around. But I really love Hayride Helen. He was new for 2023 last year, and I really loved him. Not going to pick this thing up since it's a static for $250. It's probably what the new one's gonna retail for, unfortunately, but he's cool. I really like him. Very unique one in my opinion. Love the pumpkins that it's like he's built out of pumpkins. We've never seen that on Scarecrow, believe it or not. So that's amazing. Color scheme is really good. It's just overall a really good looking prop, and I love Hayride Helen. Here we have the graveyard ghoul. This just, I don't like it. Again, SVI, please stop making Reapers unless you're gonna make something like, I don't know, just, I don't know, look up something neat to do with the Reapers and I'll let it slide, but if you're gonna keep making this, I'm just gonna say, and scroll past. Oh shoot, it's glitching. There we go. We've got the 8-foot skeleton. In my opinion, this has always been a bad, worse version of the 12-foot skeleton for much more the price. This guy's like always retailing for $350 to $500, $600. And you could get a pro animatronic for that. And yeah, 12-foot skeleton and then an 8-foot one with tiny little mouth movement and speaker box for 300, 400 more. So that's what he's probably going to retail for on Haunted Hill Farms. This guy's always been mid. He's just a lower version in terms of height of the 12-foot skeleton, but he does feature animation and mouth and like audio, and I don't know, mouth movement's kind of cool. Audio sucks, but yeah. Another goofy cauldron witch. Just stop. The Looming Phantom. I've always actually thought this thing was pretty neat. Sure, it's kind of classic, I guess. I'm just gonna start saying it. It's kind of generic, but I don't know. This guy's always been neat. I've seen like 5 of my neighbors have this guy actually, but I don't really like the green variant. I've never got that, but never gotten why it's green. I don't think SVI needs to make different color variants. Just, make a lighting option, but blue version has always been much better because of course it's supposed to be a phantom as the name suggests. And I don't know, this has always been a cool prop, and I like the lantern. I definitely like the blue color, and he's returning, so yay. Vampire Host, this has always been a great one, except they used a goofy witch mold on him and just gave it hair and called it a vampire. That part sucks. You can always get a Universal's mask to put over it. But since I'm getting the Frankenstein, I'm considering getting, the Home Depot Frankenstein. I'm considering getting, a neat vampire animatronic and then find a werewolf animatronic, which is in this bunch of animatronics coming up soon, and put them all together to have those classic movie monsters in my front yard. So this guy's definitely an opportunity, and if not, I'm definitely getting Lurching Vampire. But yeah, I've always thought he was cool, very unique one. Tall, unique, candles, witch mold, bat, love him. So this one, actually, I'd say, if I was just, one of the other haunters, I would probably come up to it and say, mid, seen it before, it's not great. But in my personal life, this has definitely been a very, 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 very nostalgic piece for me in haunting and in just Halloween loving monsters in general. And I don't know, I've seen it at Home Depot at 2018. I think I started going to these Halloween stores and loving Halloween around 2015. So that's when it really started for me. But in 2018, I was all in the game, and I just remember every animatronic back then. And I definitely remember this one since it was one of the tallest back then, which, our tallest was 8 feet. And so this was definitely a really unique one, and I love this thing. Of course, being, I did not carry around $300 to buy it at that time, but This is retailing for $250. It was on the market on Haunted Hill Farms last year. Never picked it up last year, but for nostalgic purposes, I just might this year. Not for the actual prop. Again, for nostalgic purposes and those good memories. I might not even feature it in my haunt. I just have a soft spot for it. This just might be the worst werewolf prop to ever see the light of day in Halloween history. Yeah, so definitely not considering this thing. You can see why. I mean, werewolf head is good. They use it a lot. But yeah, it's a gray shirt. It's black or blue pants. And for some reason, it's as skinny as hell. Yeah. Don't like it. We've got the Rotting Reaper. This came out last year, and it's returning again. I've always thought he was okay for what he is. I do still think he's mid. I don't know. For the price of $250, he's not that bad, but he's tall. If you want a set piece for your yard, I guess he's like 7'5". He has a lot of animation. Actually, he moves his head. He has that jaw, and he has side to side motion. I think one of his arm raises. Probably the one with the skull, because I don't think he can raise that long-ass scythe. But he's definitely an okay one. I'd say the only really unique thing about him is probably holding the skull, and I do kind of like that rope belt. But yeah, and he's just another Reaper. We don't need this thing. So yeah, Aged Cemetery Tombstone. This one looks good. I just have a soft spot for tombstones. I've always loved the designs on spooky, scary tombstones, I guess. And the Raven's a nice touch. Don't need those light up eyes. But the blue lights on the tombstone look very good, and I hope those candles light up. From what I can see, they do. You can always zoom in. Yeah, Aged Tombstone. This is going to end up like $300, but it's good. I like it. So this is called the Resin Gargoyle, and thank you so much, Halloween Haunter, for pointing this out right before I made this video, because then I wouldn't know anything about what I was about to say now, and thank you for educating me on that, because then I can educate these viewers, and yeah, viewers be educated. Yeah, so this is technically not the Spirit Halloween Sinister Gothic Gargoyle. This is actually, like my boy Halloween Haunter said, I think it was called, I guess, the Gargoyle, maybe, the Evil Gargoyle, something like that. As you can see, it's from Costco, sold at Costco, and then was sold at Morris Costumes, and yeah, he's never been sold at Spirit Halloween. He does not fog, and he has totally different audio from the Sinister Gothic Gargoyle. And as you can see, he was featured at Spirit Halloween, though, not for sale. A lot of people don't get this, including me, as of, 10 minutes ago. And you can see this, and there he is right there. That is not Sinister Gothic Gargoyle. That is the Evil Gargoyle coming to Haunted Hill Farms for 2024. So, Sinister Gothic Gargoyle wasn't the one featured in the IC. It was the one actually that, made a return. But, yeah. 1 second, I need to move back to this picture. Sinister Gothic Gargoyle was on the website to buy. I think he was inbox only too. At 2016, and you could buy him, but not the Evil Gargoyle featured in the IC. So, here's the differences too. I told you about the smoke. That sounds weird. I told you about the fog, and I told you about the audio. And the pillars are different, as you can see here. This is, of course, the Sinister Gothic Gargoyle that you could always buy from Spirit Halloween. And this is the pillar on the one that we're getting released this year, the Evil Gargoyle, or in this case, the Resin Gargoyle. Now, I really do like this thing, and I don't know why SVI chooses to do that crap, but I mean, it just makes me confused. You don't really need 2 props just for the money. Just have a feature or something. Just, I don't know why they made 2 different gargoyles that look identical, that one is being sold and one has not been sold, and this is their first year he's getting sold, and last year he made a return, but it's a different gargoyle. Like, you don't need to do that. Anyway, it's a different gargoyle, and this is technically the first year he's being sold ever, so it's good to see the light of day. I hope he's not $300, like the Sinister one from Spirit last year. So, that was exciting, but definitely not as exciting as Techie's returners on Haunted Hill Farms. These are obviously, like, all returners that have been on the market for quite a while now, and returners that were very recent, actually. Unlike Techie's went, like, all the way back from 2008. I think that was Tombstone Lifter that made that, but yeah, we've got a lot of their SVI's most recent props. Pretty good ones, too. There were goofy witches and weird-ass werewolves thrown in there, but for the most part, I think the returners from SVI are pretty good this year, and again, some of these props are first time seeing the light of day, like the resin props and the new, of course, ghostly, I forgot what it's called, ghostly guide. But yeah, excited to see more. Definitely excited for the spooky season, for all of the lineups to leak. And Haunted Hill Farms is kind of weird. They have like an SVI lineup, a Techie lineup, and we don't really care about it, but they have a Sunstar lineup. I hope they can stop the Sunstar lineup and just keep on bringing back these old Techie and SVI props and just have us hyped for those and forget about the low-budget Sunstar props, because, yeah, they suck. So thanks for watching, guys, and as always, Digital Pumpkin Cat, like and subscribe. Definitely like these SVI props, and definitely like those 2 or maybe 3 new SVI props for 2024. Definitely excited to see prices, but at the same time kind of concerned. And like I said, Digital Pumpkin Cat, like and subscribe. Haunted Hill Farms is kind of on a roll this year, not gonna lie.